A distant memory for many of these protesters. But they say the spirit of the People Power Revolution in 1986 lives in them. 38 years on, they're fighting an attempt to change the constitution by the son of the president that earlier generation toppled.
We remember the lessons from history. A Marcos dictator once tinkered with the constitution, and another Marcos is trying to monopolize power again by trying a charter change campaign.
Marcos and his allies in Congress insist the change will only involve economic provisions of the Constitution. The protesters don't believe it.
The promise that is limited to economics is not true, because once they open for a constituent assembly, constituent convention, you cannot limit it to only economic provisions. All provisions are open,
including the presidency, at the moment limited to a single 6-year term.
The current constitution of the Philippines was drafted and approved after the 1986 mass uprising that ended the 20-year rule of Ferdinand Marcos Sr., father of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Protesters here say efforts to overhaul the constitution are part of historical revisionism that made the Marcos political comeback possible.
Marcos Jr. isn't the first Philippine president to attempt to change the constitution. Every president since 1992 did so, including his predecessor Rodrigo Duterte. But Duterte now says he's against change and has called for the secession of the island of Mindanao in the southern Philippines, a move critics say is self-serving.
I think it began when Marcos junked him from the coalition. That by itself was a clear signal that things were finished between them. And it seems to me that further signs have come out since,
including persistent reports that investigators of the International Criminal Court have been to the Philippines to look into Duterte's drug war, despite Marcos Jr.'s repeated assertion that his government won't help the ICC. Barnaby Lo, Al Jazeera, Manila.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.